I watched you change, and it's like you never had. Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey chapter 124. It is the second day of the week, aka the Quadzilla workout. I am on the way to the gym, a little bit later than I wanted to go, but I had a couple things that I had to take care of. But feeling good, feeling great, feeling grand. On the way over there, ready to go. Brought my squat shoes this time because I was like, you fucking idiot, don't forget them. But anyways, to the main subject matter at hand for today. Change. Change is something that happens to everybody. Not everybody likes it. Some people hate it. Some people embrace it. Some people love it. It all just depends. And it depends on what type of change you want. Even something as small as the way your apps are laid out on your phone, to something huge like moving to a different part of the country, different country in general, moving in general, relationships, getting jobs, losing jobs. All of those are in the change category, obviously. Anything that is minor or major or whatever. There is a reason why I wanted to talk about this today, and that is because there are going to be major changes coming to the channel really soon. I have officially got a job, so yay, congratulations, woo, got a job. And I actually have it this time. I'm not like last time where I thought I had it, but I didn't. I actually signed a paper and everything. So it is guaranteed I have a job. I'm going to go somewhere on Monday and be working. So, because of that, a lot of changes are happening for the channel, for my life, for a bunch of shit. So I have to adapt to these changes that are gonna start happening relatively soon, particularly with this channel. So I'm not gonna stop recording myself. I'm still gonna go to the gym. In fact, there will be an extra day that I end up going to the gym to kind of dilute a little bit of the upper body days as well as a little bit of the lower body days in order to make it so each day has an equal amount of exercises and thus makes me spend a little less time at the gym. It's weird to think that I'm going more, but by theory going more, I'll be there less, if that makes any sense. But that's the reason why I'm gonna start going 5 days a week. So that is a big change. The time of day I go is a big change. The rate these episodes are gonna come out are gonna probably be changed a little bit. I have to figure out when I'm gonna edit. But that will be a problem for future Oscar. Probably be a change within the scope of how things go on the channel. You know, like I'm going to try to keep up the release schedule. Obviously, I don't know if I will be able to, but I'm going to try at least. So that those things will change, but I will still be making videos regardless. I don't think I'm gonna ever stop. There might be like a week where I don't do anything. I'll probably put a community post up if that happens. There'll probably be a week where I'm just trying to readjust my life to everything that now I have a job and all that other stuff, and then kind of go from there. But I'm not going to stop making videos because I really do enjoy doing this channel, and it's like a journal almost, so I do enjoy it, you know. So there is that. But I really wanted to talk about change because of not only that, but also because there's just change always happens. It's always like, it's something that people like are afraid of, and I understand why people are afraid of it. We get set in our own routines and like we like it a lot, and then once we change it, it kind of feels weird. But there's a lot to go into when it comes to change in general. And when it comes to this channel, I don't want to change it too much. Obviously, there's going to be like maybe like a week or two off that I have to take just to like adjust myself. But I want to get back on the horse and keep grinding because I like doing these. I like editing. I like doing all the voiceovers. I like doing all the other things that come along with this, making the thumbnails, which are always fun to think about what other dumb shit I can do. But it is just a nice relaxing escape, and this would probably be my second hobby along with my first hobby being lifting weights, obviously. But it is just something that's going to change for a little bit. Obviously this is going to change like my life right now for a good while, but then I think it'll stabilize, and once it stabilizes is when good things can happen. And then what is it, you just keep going. I personally am very excited about having a job. It's a very stable job, 9 to 5, don't have to worry about that, Monday through Friday. So I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about that. I can actually live my life around my job, which is nice. You know, I don't have to worry about like the retail hell that is, all right, here's your schedule for the next week. I'm working 3 days in a row opening, fuck, and then like that changes your entire schedule and all that other stuff. It's the one thing I don't like about any job like that, where you have to deal with things like those situational things like that. It's very annoying, but it is what it is. When it comes to change, I personally think of it, actually, we'll talk about my thoughts on change from small to large and everything in between when I see you on the inside. All right, so on this day, started off with the squats, which were pretty nice, listening to Hawthorne Heights because I went to go see them live the night of this day, so that was nice. That was a good concert, by the way. Good job. Singer still sounds exactly the same, which is kind of crazy. After 20 years, sounds literally the same, so kind of wild to see that, or hear that, I guess would be the better phrase. But anyways, back to the main subject matter at hand, change. Now, a lot has changed since I made this video, honestly. Like, so much has changed everywhere. From even small things like the layout of my phone, basically my time for editing has become very truncated now. I barely have any time to do it right now. I happen to have the day off, in which case that's why I'm able to do it. But, like I said before, I got a job and I started. So that has made so many changes in my life that it is kind of crazy. I didn't expect this to happen so quickly, I guess, but I'm still happy about the changes. There's even changes that happened in my programming. There's changes that happened in the small scale, even to like where the things are laid out on my phone even. So it is everywhere. For me personally, when it comes to change, I actually like change, weirdly. I don't necessarily love change because there are some people who like need the change to happen all the time, and I'm not necessarily one for that, but I know that change is important and I like it when it happens in a good way. Obviously, if the change happens in a bad way, then obviously not, but I'm not necessarily like, change doesn't give me anxiety as it does certain people. Like for certain people, change can be life or death, really, and realistically it can be, obviously, but there are some situations where just going to a new environment seems like the world is ending for some people, and for me personally, it's not like that at all. I find it that I do well in change, at least I try to, and I try to adapt myself to it as best as I can. Obviously, it is a learning curve, and that's what I'm kind of dealing with right now, is trying to figure out where I can fit what and what needs to go, what needs to stay, and all this other stuff. But I need to give it like at least like a couple of weeks to really readjust myself, and then the change suddenly stops and now it just becomes the new normal. And I hate that term because there were certain world events that made that term obsolete, but anyways, still, regardless, it is something that I like and don't necessarily mind, even if it's small change to a bigger change. Now, it does take some time to get rid of the old muscle memory, so like on my phone I have to like re-remember where certain things are, but even then I understand why I changed it, because I got rid of shit that I don't necessarily need, or changed it for the better, for more efficiency or something like that. And that's the main thing about change, really, for me personally, is that I know that most of the time it represents that something good is happening. It's not necessarily bad. There are some times where it's bad change, but it very rarely happens for me, and that's how I see it as, and that's when, because I see it like that, I feel like it helps it out and always stays in a positive light no matter what. It's so fucking hot out here. And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercise is not filmed. None. Exercise is skipped. We have quite a bit. Skipped, let's see, leg raises, the hip adductor machine, seated one arm lat pull down, Jefferson curl. And I think that's it. I might be missing something, but I had to skip a lot. Why? Because my exercise ended up, my workout ended up getting changed. I actually have to go home and do something because there are people coming and they are doing stuff to the house, and I have to go be there for specific reasons. So because of that, I have to go. And unfortunately, I had to cut my stuff short, which sucks because it was a change that I was not expecting, but it happens. And these are the times where it's like, all right, this is a change that was unexpected, but it is what it is. I'm just glad to have even been able to go at all, so that's nice. But still, it sucks, but it is what it is. I'm going to have to wait and see how the new distribution of workouts go, so this will be interesting, and that'll be another change that'll happen. So the days themselves will be changing slightly. I will be adding a 5th day to the rotation. I will get to the naming of that day, but the other days will stay named the same thing. We'll just add one more, but there won't be too many changes to those. Maybe a couple of changes here and there just because of rotational purposes slash supersetting purposes. That's the only reason why I might change it, but besides that, they're generally going to stay the same for the most part. Change is something that happens. It happens all the time. It is something that we cannot control. Sometimes change is out of our hands. Sometimes change is in our hands. Sometimes we need the change in our lives. Sometimes if you don't change things, things stay to the same, and thus people get into a weird rut and a weird like mental circle that they cannot break themselves out of. You can see people who want to change but end up not being able to because they've dug themselves too far deep into a weird psychosis or a weird dependency on something, and thus the change that they want or desperately crave is what is seen as far from them. But that is something slightly for a different day. But for now, when it comes to change, there will be a lot of changes in the air, and I'm happy for it. It's in the middle of the summer, so it's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Personally, when I think of change, I always think of change in fall. You know, fall is when the most change happens in theory. You know, people start school, people start going to daycare, sports start up, football. There's a bunch of shit that happens in the fall that just instantly starts, you know. The summer is more of a chill time, a relaxing time, a fucking hot as shit time. Wow. So, you know, that type of stuff. It's extremely relaxed in comparison, but if the change happens then, the change happens then. I'm not one to complain. All I'm saying is that I'm happy for the change. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's good change. You know, right now it is. So I have a whole lot of optimism for this channel too, to keep going and continue on, because even though my main focus won't be this channel anymore, it still will be my probably number 2 focus outside of now my job. So I'm very happy about that. With that being said, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about change in general, just many changes that may or may not be happening to you in your life currently or in the possible near future. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Keep it heavy. Peace.